session. I've been on a roll. I haven't missed that in quite some time. So I've been doing okay there and getting all those posted. Has everybody going on and join the YouTube channel? I've put up all the recordings we've done. So has everybody seen that?
No.
Oh my goodness.
And Lenore's from my office. I'm so excited. Hi, Lenore.
Hey, Katie.
So I'm going to post the link in the chat room. This is
Okay.
for the YouTube channel.
Okay.
And then I'll also post.
I don't know. Larry, who was on yesterday, is from our office too. So I'm stoked to see some folks from my office joining our calls every day.
That's good. That's what we want. We want as many people, and we love new people, right? Because that means they're starting to engage more with tech. So that's a positive thing. So the two links that I put in the YouTube channel, one is in the chat room. One is the YouTube channel, and one is the Facebook group channel for our region that we've been posting all the information and events and trainings that have been going on. Typically, I'm streaming live, but today it just doesn't want to work with me. So we're not streaming live on Facebook today. But today we are going to go over smart plans. And for a couple of reasons. One, I think it's important to dive deeper and relook at that as a repeat. Secondarily, and probably more importantly, Ted did a great class of this a couple of weeks ago. However, I forgot to record it. So it's one of the missing sessions that is not on the YouTube channel. So it would prompt me today to go back into that and mess around with that a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up my screen here for everybody as we go into this. All right, find my page. So first thing I want to do when I go into talking about smart plans is make sure that we're configured properly. And what that means is your email configured? And by that, I mean, is your command email configured? So if you come over to settings underneath your name, and we go to our drop-down section here, you're going to come to the applications page. Now, in our basic setup class, we went over a lot of what all of these particular topics were, but I wanted to come down to the bottom here into the section for email services, and we'll see MailChimp and command email. And they both have a place on our platform right now. Command email is what's being provided to you from Keller Williams, okay, with a company, I think it's called Mailjet. Correct me if I'm wrong, but basically that's a partnership that KW has. But KW essentially now is an email service provider. And that's something that we hadn't really done before. We'd always partner with somebody else. Like our business platform is through Google. We had used Market Leader in the past. Different things came from different platforms. And now KW is a provider for email for you. So your command email, you're going to want to configure that if you haven't already. And put your name in here as your sender name. And then you can choose your reply to name. Okay. Your business, whatever you're utilizing for command is the best way to go about that as your reply to. And then you can manage your subscription because what you're getting is 5,000 emails a month. And you can upgrade that if you click manage subscription. If you're sending more than 5,000 emails a month, okay, you can upgrade that and then it'll bring you into the marketplace inside of command. And you can increase the amount of emails that you're sending by paying an additional fee. So that'll bring you in here. And if you go to email and marketing, you will see the command email. And if you go into that, you'll see that you've got options to expand your platform up to 10,000, 20,000 or above and beyond. And this is going to come more and more into play as they start to migrate more from just sending emails from smart plans, but allowing us to utilize the email templates. We're not going to dive into email templates in this class because that was another class that we did, but that's where MailChimp comes into play. All of our newsletters, our email templates, our mass mailings that are not smart plan driven are coming from MailChimp. So you need to connect your MailChimp account to that. So those are two different things that you have available to you. And I wanted to make sure that that was clear so you understood where this was coming from. But command email will become all encompassing. I don't know when, but it will be. So this will essentially replace the need to have a MailChimp service in your account. All right. So now that that is configured and clarified, what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about smart plans. So I'm going to dive into smart plans here. All right. Awesome. Make sure everybody's muted. Okay. So this is your smart plans. At the top here, it says My Smart Plans, and then you see Library. Now, if you've never utilized smart plans before, you really won't see anything in here. Because what you have to do is either you have to create something from scratch, which we'll talk about, or you've got to go to the custom library that KW is providing you with smart plans and bring those into your smart plans to utilize. Because KW is not going to make the assumption that you want to use everything. Now, right now, you see about 10 different smart plans that are in here that they're providing. And that list is going to continue to grow. And at some point, us as associates will be able to share our custom smart plans with our associates, our teams, our office, or other agents across the company. So that's something that will be coming down the line. But right now, this is what's available to you in a pre-configured platform. And what you do is you need to select these and say, hey, I want to use this. I got to choose this to bring this into my smart plans. And what you can do is you start walking through here and we'll see what we have. We've got the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. So between that and the monthly neighborhood nurture, they're probably the two most important ones. I would use one or the other, maybe both if you got somebody that's really hyper searching. And basically what that is when you've connected your, and I'll just open up a contact real quick. When you have an address attached to a contact record and you add that address to a neighborhood search, I'm just going to bring one in here. And by that, I'm talking about your contact record right here. Now you have to see when this is my brother. He searches for property in a place up in Jenkintown, Pennsylvania. If you watch the show The Goldbergs, that's where that's from. And he could search. So I had him set up on Safe Search for Jenkintown, which is well outside of my MLS area, but it works. And your clients can search anywhere they want to, which is really kind of cool. So you can set up a search. It's got his address in here. And so he's getting the bi-weekly updates of all the properties that are going on in Jenkintown. Okay. Now, this live link that he gets, it's live link all the time. So anytime a new property comes on the market, if he bookmarked or saved that address, he's going to be able to come to this landing page and look at particular properties. So they'll always have a live look-in of what's going on. And the cool thing is once they have this, they can add additional neighborhoods that they want to search from. So it might be initially built around where they currently live, which is practical, right? Then they could start adding neighborhoods where they want to live, right? Or you can add them as well. You saw on the contact record that I could add the bordering neighborhoods because these are built by Nextdoor, right? That's what those boundary markers are. So adding them to that smart plan nurture is the easiest and smartest way to start with our campaigns. Sorry, smart plans. I screw up my own terminology sometimes. So it's a matter of do I send it to a monthly or do I send them bi-weekly? So that's the difference between the bi-weekly, okay, and the monthly neighborhood nurture. But in order to do that, you've got to have them connected to the neighborhood. So that's on their contact record. The 8x8. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Cancel. You can see the steps. And when I hover over the steps, it tells me what, that's the text example of what would send out to them. Like, delays 7 days, then there's another touch task, right? Email to let's grab coffee, wait 7 days, phone call. So you can look at each one of these campaigns and see how they're structured out. The quarterly call plan, drop that, quarterly call plan. That's a phone call once every 90 days. Mid-nurture, that's a combination of a couple of things, right? Add smart turns, so the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture is built into that. Phone calls are built into that, and automated text. And when you see automated text where there's a couple, okay, that's the ability that the system can see through that I don't have to have 3 different steps for text. It's smart enough that it'll go to the next text when it's time for another message. So that's when you're seeing these 3 text messages here. In order for your text messaging to work, you have to have your texting service connected. So if I come back up here to settings, you've got to have your Twilio account connected. All right, and that's what we'll see right here. Twilio, mine is connected. And just a quick conversation around that. So for those of you that are familiar with Google Voice, which is basically an alternative, sorry, an alternative number for you to use in your business. And this is for mass texting, and incredibly cheap. We're talking 0.7 of 1 cent per text message that goes out. When you create and sign your account, you're going to be given a 512 number, which is out of Austin because that's where our home account is. You contact Twilio directly through managing your platform. Go to twilio.com, okay? And you contact them and say, I need to get a local 703 or 571 number, or whatever local area number you want to utilize. They'll charge you $1 a month to have that local number, and then you have them swap out that 512 assigned number that you were given for free for the $1 a month local number that you choose to have. And then all your text messages will go directly from you. Okay, if I come back to my contact record, to your clients from those local numbers. And if I go back to Andrew there, I was looking at him. Sorry about that, Andrew. So you'll see that from your contact record, if I clicked on his phone number, I could text him directly from the platform. And if he was set up on a smart plan that had a text message, then that would automatically go out from my number to his number. You can see right here where it says from, that's my Twilio, my local Twilio number. So I can utilize that right in the platform. So if you don't have Twilio connected, when you start to activate smart plans, it'll say you need to have a Twilio phone number to utilize the text service attached to this smart plan. If you haven't connected Twilio, then all that will happen is that nothing will happen at that step of the smart plan when it's supposed to send out a text. Nothing will happen because there's no text account connected to that. So you could also set, there's a Kelly Guide Smart Plan for walking through and setting up these, but essentially it follows through what I'm talking through. All of your branding that's associated with your smart plans in your emails, okay? That all comes from your command profile. So remember, your command profile is not this first drop-down profile here. That's not that. It's under your Connect settings, marketing profile. And everything that's configured in here is what's attached to your email, okay? It pushes across to your website, and all of your marketing snapshots all comes from this page. So you're gonna wanna make sure that your marketing profile is configured. Come back on smart plans. I did see a couple of questions coming in right quick. So I'll pause to take a look at those. Mind you, please keep yourself muted. All right, the client responds to the text, can be mapped to my phone. No, all text communication comes back to command. It does not come to your phone, although you will see it through Kelly as a notification. This is not connected to your phone in that capacity. And there's no way to connect your phone message at this time. So this is, again, it works just like Google Voice. Although Google Voice does come through to your phone, this is text. So it'll come through Kelly, and you'll see a text notification through Kelly, and it'll come into command, but you will not receive a text message to your phone. Is it essentially the command to use extensively in private browsing mode? I use incognito mode when things aren't working, but 90%, and actually all of the training I've done on these last 25 sessions have all been done through Chrome and not in a private browser. That's where we're at with that. All right. It's right now, Twilio is a text service, and they do have a version of phone, but I haven't utilized that. So I'm sure you can look into that a little bit more. I have a Google Voice number that's on all my signs and my riders for my local businesses, because I do have a 480 number from when I was in Arizona. And now I have got my Twilio number. I haven't looked to see if I could swap those two out and utilize both. That is something you could contact Twilio directly to take a look at. Sorry, I don't have more details on that. But good question. All right, so let me go back into the Smart Plans library again. So we're looking at a couple different things here. We talked about the biweekly, the 8x8s, quarter by. So just going through and taking a look at each of these and see, hey, is this something I want to incorporate into my business? Now, you know, if you've been with the company for some time, we talk a lot about 36 touches. And what you don't see here is a 36 touch. You do see a long-term nurture, which is basically a 31. But what I do and what the company's starting to talk to is a combination of smart plans encompassing that 36 touch. So if you had your biweekly nurture and somebody's on that, that's 24 touches. If I add somebody to my quarterly call plan, that's another 4 touches. So that puts me at 28. If I have them on a birthday, believe it or not, a touch, and you see that right here, through birthday is 4 touches, right? All right, so there's a handwritten note, that's a touch. There's a phone call, right? There's a task, or maybe it's a social post, a happy birthday, and then a text message. So there are 4 built touches into the birthday. So that will put you at 32 touches, right? If I have them on a home anniversary plan, okay, that also is another 2 touches. Now remember, home anniversary doesn't necessarily mean the date that you sold them the house, because you could have met somebody after they already purchased and they're now potential clients of yours. But you can grab that home anniversary date from their closing date on their tax records and add them to the home anniversary touch plan and get another 2 touches out of that. So that puts us at 34 touches right there. And that's very quickly 34 touches that I don't think any client's going to complain about being reached out to in any of that capacity. We're starting to see that the smart plans and the touches are coming from contribution. The market leader, a lot of the ways that we've added information before was very templated, very stale, and people were unsubscribing from a lot of our information. These touches, these smart plans are very specific now. We can customize them, you can create your own, and I think you're going to see a different response rate and a lower amount of unsubscribes because of the way that you're communicating with them. So I think you take the time to kind of take a look at how you're touching with these people and what this is talking about. Any questions on these particular plans? Where you can see here, it says add smart plan. This one says I can't because I already have it in my library. Right, the bi-weekly, I could add. I use the monthly, but maybe I would go ahead and say, you know, I'm going to start using the bi-weekly. And you'll see that it defaults here to say, instead of bi-weekly, now it's called my bi-weekly because it has to create a copy of the master file. I just click apply, and now that's going to be added to my personal smart plans library. You could walk through the Kelly smart plan right here and set up all your smart plans. And basically what that would allow you to do is make sure that all your marketing information is configured properly, right? Which mine is, right? Oh, I'm just going to change my phone number. And you know what? I'm going to leave that be right now because I do know that there's a glitch on the phone numbers right now, so I'm not going to change that. So come back to smart plans. You'll now see that I have that bi-weekly added to my personal smart plan, what they call a people plan. Now, at this point, there are other plans, listing plans, opportunity plans that we'll be able to categorize. That's not completely functional yet. Everything right now is falling underneath of people plans. And you see across the bottom, I've got 21. And the my bi-weekly is right here in my list, right? Now, I could have done it on that plan specifically, or I can do it here. I can add contacts to this particular plan. Okay, if I click add contacts, I can search by name. I can select all. I can search by tags. Maybe I just want to add my A contacts. Okay, I can add them all to that smart plan. I'm not going to do that at this time. And once I have that activated, I could create a copy of the plan. So if I wanted to customize the plan even further than how it was currently configured, I could create a copy. Okay. And that's important to know is that for modification of the current plans, I have to make a copy of the plan. And last thing I can do, I can delete the plan if I say, you know, I really choose not to use this one. So adding people, sharing a copy is not functional yet when you create a custom copy, and that's something we'll see come down through Teams. Creating a copy, looks like it's turned off at the moment, so maybe they're working on that. And then editing the plan, so I'd be able to edit my plans. So we come back to the people plan list. you'll see that I've got people on plans, right? I've got 10 people on that, and I can see who is on that plan. I got my drop down, I can see everybody that's on that particular plan. Now let me check the chat room real quick. There's no group texting from here unless they're on the smart plans. Again, if you're looking for advanced Twilio features, then you can look in directly on that platform. All right, so now let's talk about creating a smart plan, because this, to me, outside of setting up some of these simple one-step, the birthdays, the call plans, right, the nurtures, the open house follow-ups, the quarterly call plans, I like the ability to create custom plans. So you come in here, and maybe I'm going to do a movie night. I don't know if some of you, if anybody does movie night out there, but I know that's big in our market centers. I call it movie night. And then what's going to happen, it's going to open up a window for me to build the smart plan. So right up here is the name of it. I could update it if I had to. You'll see that I can add people to it, which I'm not ready to do yet. And then I can save it, right? And then if I had to do any editing or settings to it, I can do that here. You're going to see additional steps. This is trigger manually. Triggers is something that's being built out. That will be when these things start to incorporate and get smarter, like, hey, once I add somebody or once another smart plan is finished, trigger this smart plan to start. Let's build these into the opportunity steps. Those are things that are getting continued development that we will be seeing down the pipeline. But right now, we just build the plan, we add people to it. It doesn't have any triggers that will set anything off yet, but that will be coming. So I click new action here, okay? And then I can come over on the right-hand side and say, okay, what do I need to do? What's the first thing I want to do? So what's the first thing I do for a movie night? Okay, I probably send an email. And that email might be an invitation. Call it movie night. Right. Okay, movie night invite. Then right down here, you'll see that your email's already attached to that. And then you can paste in anything that your invite might look like. You've got these WYSIWYGs here, right? Bold, and then underline, paragraph, right? Size of fonts, color of fonts, justifications, hyperlinks, right? And then you've got these greetings or these built-in communications that will pull from the contact record. So I can drop in their first name. So it might be, hello, actually, hello, client, first name. Now, sometimes I'll say this is, and I'll either type my name, right? There used to be a drop down for agent name. Doesn't look like that's there right now. This is David Donaldson. I like to do that because they are getting this from an email that's not my traditional email that I'm communicating with them with. They're actually getting this from an email, and I'll show you what it looks like. So I just sent some out this morning. Troy here. Troy's on the call. I think he got this from me this morning. But what you'll see is that this is what your email address looks like coming from the platform. They'll say your name, David Donaldson, and then it says agent. This is your KWUID number at mailer.kw.com. Now, in the beginning of this call, I talked about KW now being an email service provider. So this mailer.kw.com is our email service platform that we're utilizing. This can't be customized. This can't be changed. The only thing you can change is your name here in the beginning. And I recommend your name is the way that you should be seen. So it'll look just like this coming across. You can't change this extension for agent KWID at mailer.kw.com. So just so you know, that's what your email signature looks like. That it used to come out and say it was coming from non-reply at kw.com. And this is what they had to build to make it work better, to showcase the agent's email address. And if they respond to this, if they hit reply to this email, you'll see here that this is in my David Donaldson at Revolutionary, because Troy responded to me. This came back to the email address that I had assigned when I showed you how to set up your command mobile email at the beginning of this class. So that is the response system. Send it out from here, responds back to here. And again, all those emails are tracked inside of command. So I just wanted you to know what that looked like. Okay, so the reason I said this is David Donaldson, because I wanted it to be up front, because it's getting it, even though they're going to see my name and email signature, I may do this the first time or for certain plans or certain emails when I'm sending things out. All right. Now, there's also an HTML option, and I just want to show it to you quickly, and it connects to the email template library. And right now, well, there are a couple of things in the email template library that you can attach to these emails. Happy birthday, promote your app, working with sellers. You cannot add your custom created email templates yet. That's not fully functional yet. This is kind of why it's important for you to currently have MailChimp in place, okay? Because you don't have this functionality built into the platform yet. Right now, this is what is the workaround. So you can utilize these, but you can't add templates at this particular time. Excuse me, my son is asking me to read something real quick. And so when we have access to full systems and we can replace MailChimp, we'll let you know right now, but mail templates are not, custom mail templates is not something that's available for you. All right, let me come back to the smart plan. Leave this page. Oh, I got off of my editing page, didn't I? All right, so where was, called it movie night, right? So, I didn't save because I didn't hit save. So I got to recreate that. So that's all right. Movie night. So that was the first step. We added a new action. We had an email. Then I might wait a couple of days, right? So then I'm going to set in a new action where I'm going to wait, right? So depending on how far out you do your plans, I might wait a week. Okay. The longest you can wait is 30 days, just so you know. If you're wondering, it says right there, the maximum is 30 days. So I might set a delay for 7 days. And then I have a step. Maybe the next step is a phone call. And the cool thing is I can say invite movie night. Right now, this obviously happens, right? To either A, because they haven't responded to my original email yet, or B, I want to thank them for responding to my email. So it might be either one, right? And then you can add a merge field here, like I did earlier with their name, right? Contact name. And I'm building the description for myself about what that conversation might be. So I know what I'm talking to them about. I don't have to think about it. I've already predetermined this call is going to address this type of conversation. Okay. And then here I've got a hyperlink, and maybe that's the invite for that event. And I have it due today, which is the 7th day, because I had that paused. Okay. Create a new action, set delay. Then maybe I wait 3 days. Then I send out a text. My account is connected, okay? When I mention static and dynamic, dynamic means when I have multiple text messages built into the platform that I showed you the others, I had 1, 2, and 3. Well, it'll work its way through, okay? Each email one at a time. So it's just not sending the same text message out over and over and over again, okay? Now, this text message might be, reminder, movie night on Saturday. Now, this is kind of generic because it doesn't matter if they've agreed to come yet or not, right? It's just a reminder that movie night is Saturday. Boom, boom, boom. And then I might send out one last call or one last email saying, hey, movie night's tonight. Looking forward to seeing you all there. Save. I'm not sure what I missed. Oh, I'm missing a subject here. So the nice thing is it's smart enough. It knows what it needs to have for you to be complete, for it to function properly. So I'm missing some things in here. Oh, I don't actually have a link there. So that's recognize that there's a broken link. Now I can save it. And now I can add people. And maybe I'm only inviting my A contacts to movie night. Or maybe I'm only searching or only sending people that bought or sold for me in the past. Right? Search for tags. Tag filter, I have to scroll through. It doesn't the search isn't giving me what I want right now. Maybe I want my buyers, right? Or maybe I want my sellers, or maybe I want people who bought. I could choose multiple contacts, right? I want my A, B's, and C's. I'm gonna have to check my contacts because I know I have some there. So, oh, this is messed. That's why. There we go. I had something in the search bar that was affecting my search tags. That's what was happening here. And I could select people from this list, right? And then the smart plan is turned on, save, and it will launch. So that is building a smart plan. I'm going to come back out of here. Now, I also utilize smart plans to send out messages and then it's kind of like a workaround for a one-off email. And that's the email that you saw that I sent to Troy. Troy's a team leader. And I had sent messages out to my team leaders this morning. So I created an email called TL email. And I sent out, so it was basically a one-step email that I created and I sent out to everybody. So for that bulk email workaround for a one-off notification where I don't want to have a repetitive smart plan, I can use the smart plan feature to create a single email. And maybe this particular time I'm going to send out an email to my, okay, so to, I had a blank, an open house invite. And maybe I just wanted to send it out to everybody I met at an open house because I'm doing another new one. Okay, the create's going to pop up. I'm going to create a one-step new action email. Type the message in here, add people to the campaign. And as soon as I hit save and send, it's automatically going to kick out. And so that'll be a one-step mass email that I sent through my platform. So that's a workaround to send a single email out to many people without having to create a multi-step campaign or smart plan through the platform. So let's take a quick break. Let's take a look at the chat room. All right, there we go. All right. The chat doesn't want to open up for me. Not quite sure what's going on there. Go back here, participants. There you go, there's chat. Wasn't able to see it. Where do you get the smart plans? We covered that in the beginning. Answered the text for Twilio. Should I tell my clients my email will look what my, I would not get tripped up with clarifying to my clients as to what's coming from my Gmail, right? My David Donaldson at kw.com or David Donaldson at revolutionary.net or David Donaldson agent 12345 at mailer.kw.com. They're going to see your name. Most people don't look at the email address itself. They'll see the name that comes across and they'll either read it and accept whatever you're saying to them or just hit reply and it'll come back to you. And then what will happen is that address will kind of cookie to them. So I don't think it's necessary to go back through and clarify with everybody that, hey, I email you and you're going to see through different emails because my name's going to be on there and it's going to be prevalent. That's my personal opinion. You can certainly do otherwise. Yes, the replays of the videos is on the YouTube channel. That's correct. And I will share that channel again at the end here. When you send out a mass email, does that count against? Yes, any email that I send from Smart Plans counts as coming from that 5,000 emails that I have on a monthly, my monthly amount. So that's where we're at with that. So yes, any email from Smart Plans counts to your 5,000 count. All right, perfect. Any other questions on setting up Smart Plans, configuring Smart Plans from the library, creating custom Smart Plans? I hope you guys realize that there's no limit, right? You can create custom Smart Plans for just about anything, right? Movie nights, post-closing, events, new buyers, open houses, one-off mass emails like this. Hey, just took a new hot listing and maybe everybody in Fairfax that I have in my database needs to know about it. Mobile app announcements. Pretty much anything you want to do, you can build a custom smart plan. And what I tell people, they're like, well, how do I know what to make a smart plan for? Basically, anything that you send out or do more than once, to me, should have an automated plan built around that. All right, so close out of here. All right, so let's go back to the Smart Plan homepage. So now, again, I just want to kind of rehash what you're seeing here. You've got KW library, your library, contacts, how long the plans are for, the number of touches built into that smart plan, the ability to add people to smart plans or remove, right? Sharing a copy, which again, I have not utilized yet, so I don't have to play around with that. Making a copy. If I need to modify, so let's check this. So if I go in here and I want to edit let's pick a campaign that I just built. All right, so let's go to my TL email. So let's say I wanted to edit this email. I click on the pencil right here. It's going to open up that campaign. I can go in here and I can change out the text messages in here. So I can change that. If I wanted to change a campaign, let me choose one that has multiple steps associated with it so you can see the limitations on that. Let's try the neighborhood nurture. This is my copy of my neighborhood nurture. Say I wanted to take out this delay or I wanted to change it. I want to pause this and say, you know what? I want this to go every 7 days instead of every 14. So I want them to get it once a week. So I can go in here. So instead of a bi-weekly, I want a weekly nurture. So I just come in here and I change. Oops, instead of going that way, I want to go this way. 7 days. And then restart the flow, which means how many times do I want this to run? So I want this to run. I can take it out to a couple times, or I can leave it unlimited. So it's up to 6, or I can say unlimited, which is never stop. So I'm gonna change that to unlimited. Here's some examples of the dynamic text, 1, 2, and 3. And you see it says right here what dynamic text is. Add more text messages to cycle through your repeating smart plans to avoid repeating messages to your clients. Up to 6 messages can be added. So now you see that I just changed this to unlimited, and there are only 3 text messages in here. So this is going to cycle through every time I run 3. So that's why it says here, if I take it out to 6 and I put 6 text messages, they'll have a unique text message every time it runs through the program. If I leave it on unlimited, then it'll start to recycle these text messages after it's gone through them all one time. It'll go through them a secondary time. Make all those changes. So I just reduced everything. And basically, I made this a midterm nurture. Now I call this a weekly. I have to tell them to change the name of it. Maybe it's now a weekly nurture because I changed it to every 7 days. Even though I'm using the bi-weekly neighborhood smart plan, I'm now sending it out every 7 days. Could also change the smart plan that I want to attach to it, which I wouldn't do in this step. I can change the order by moving steps up and down. I can delete steps, or I can save steps. And then I could also add additional steps if I needed to. Save changes. Okay, so now all changes have been made and saved to this. So I just wanted to show that you could go in there, make those changes, and update them. So sometimes it's necessary to make a copy. Sometimes you can go in and make a straight change. All right, and I got a couple more questions in here. Sorry, my voice is running a little hoarse today. I think the month longs of trainings is starting to run that a little thin. All right. Not seeing chat room when I want to pop that up. That's funny. Okay. So does the mass email count as one, or if you send it to 20 people, 20? Right. So mass emails, it's going out to one. It's a single email going out to 20 different people. It counts as 20 emails. So even though it's a smart plan that has 20 people on it, it's still 20 separate emails. So every email address that receives an email counts as an email from towards your 5,000. Good question. So you can easily switch from monthly neighborhood to yeah, so you can just pick and choose which campaigns you want to put people on. And if they're on the monthly and then you want to add them to the bi-weekly, just go back into the monthly, remove them from that list and add them to the bi-weekly. That is correct. Okay, the videos will be replayed. I'll adjust that. They're going to be on the YouTube channel. Okay. All right. So, any other questions on creating a smart plan? I want to make sure that we hammer this across. You see that it's here. It's pretty simply how to create them and add people to that. I want to make sure that you understand that you can add people to smart plans from different places and not just from the smart plan library. So from a person's contact record, I just go in here and say Michael Tridhart. Okay, so if I wanted to add Michael to a smart plan, okay, I have an add smart plan button at the top of my contact record. And then also on my timeline, I also see, are they on a smart plan? He is not. So if I wanted to add him to one, I could. All right, let me go to a contact that's on a smart plan. Bring this back up here. Back into Andrew. You'll see here, I can change my filter and I can see the smart plans that they're on. And nice thing is, it says when were they added and when was the last executed. So he got a neighborhood smart plan from me on the 10th. One thing that I didn't touch when I configured the smart plans, and I should go back into that, is when you first launch one, let me grab a new one. I'm gonna go back into library. Sometimes we miss things if we're setting things up. I was adding a birthday smart plan, apply. Yeah, I thought so. It's called birthday 2. Don't need it, that's just for testing purposes. And let me open that up. Doesn't want to open up. Not quite sure what happened there. Let's try a different one. Oh, I just added. No, that's right. That's right. Added. So I got to go back to my smart plans. Now I've added it. And where did birthday 2 go? There you go. I select all. I click add smart plan. I'm missing a step. I can add everybody right through here. I don't know what's missing here and why it didn't configure. I should be getting asked a question. Do I want to send them all now? Do I want to stagger them out? And when I stagger them out, I can say, hey, I want to do 10 people at a time, 20 people at a time, and spread out the number of contacts. So like, especially if I was doing a quarterly call plan, I wouldn't want to add everybody to a quarterly call plan and activate it on the same day, because then I would receive a bunch of tasks messages. Right, I'm going to bring my out to my home page. I would have task messages saying, I've got to call all these people today. If I had activated and put everybody on the same call plan on the same day, versus having staggered them out, then I would have a manageable amount of people to call on any particular day, right? So I could set a day, I could launch it today, or I could stagger the days. And that's an important difference to know that when things are going out, so you can manage, so you don't fall behind how many tasks you have to do on any particular day. So let's see, we covered the Smart Plans library. We covered bringing them into your own library. We covered creating a custom Smart Plan. We covered creating and setting up your Twilio account and your command mobile email, your command email account, and understand the differences, knowing that your marketing profile needs to be configured properly. Remember, it's not the agent to agent profile, it's the profile under settings. We covered how to see them on a contact record, how to add from a contact record, and how to see the emails or the text message. How to see the Smart Plans that are attached to a particular client, when they went out, and when they went out last. So it's about 10 till, a couple minutes early today. Let me go to the chat room and let's see what kind of questions we have. Okay. Who's got questions on Smart Plans? Kind of covered a lot throughout the class, but feel free to open up your mic if you have a specific question and you want to open mic it with me. Okay, I guess we went into pretty good detail there. All right, so I want to remind you that we have the YouTube channel. And the YouTube channel, and I'm going to post this in the chat room. And this class will be recorded and posted in there. There's the link. And the link that I sent you puts you through to the playlist. And if you subscribe to the channel, you'll be reminded every time we upload something new. So we've got the all 20, almost 30 classes that we've done over the last month now. You can search for the class also by KWVA, KWVA WB region 12. That's how you search for it on YouTube. And once we get 100 subscribers, I'll be able to customize that domain, and I'm in the process of buying a vanity domain. But right now you can click and go there. You can subscribe to the channel and you'll get notified. I'll be continuing to add more classes. I've done a lot of short one-off Loom videos that I'm going through and filtering those across, trying to build those into. Right now it's got all the 1-hour classes that we do every day, as well as the regional sessions that we've done every Friday. And so we try to keep that up to date for you guys as much as we can. Other than that, I'm a little bit shy today. Is there anything that I didn't cover for you that you were hoping to get out of this Smart Plan class today? All right, everybody's quiet today. It's a quiet Tuesday. Nobody's even asking questions out loud. But that's all I have for Smart Plans for you today. So you are free to go. I appreciate your time. Do please subscribe to the YouTube channel and to the Facebook channel. And we will be back at it tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to be diving back into opportunities, which also just happens to be another class that I didn't get recorded the first time around. So we're going to rehash that. But I think that's important. It's one of the more important classes that we do that you can't see. So we're going to dive back into opportunities tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I hope you all have a great day. I hope you're all being safe, and I will talk to you all again very soon. Have a great day, everybody.